Hey, what's up everybody? It's Sword Fitness here. And for today's video, I thought I'd do something a little bit informal and just kind of share with you guys stuff that I like to eat on a daily basis. So I eat these things every single day for snacks just to keep myself happy and continuous in my diet. So these are things that I've incorporated into my calorie target for the day. Currently, I am on a cut and I'm eating somewhere between 2,000 to 2,100 calories every single day. Now, if we want to get into specifics, I'm eating roughly 2,089 calories, but I try to stay within a small range of that because you don't have to be perfect when tracking calories. Anyway, so let's get into it. Let me start out with these that I found at my store. So just a general grocery store near you will probably have these. Where I'm at, there's a store here called Kroger. Not sure if they're everywhere in the States or the world or whatever, however you might be watching this from, but you can find these things in your general grocery store. And I really like to get store brand items because I found that the quality, macros, calories, all that is comparable to the brand versions, but the price is a lot cheaper and it honestly tastes pretty much the same. So I've switched over to mostly store brand things when I do my own groceries and I've loved it so far. Anyway, so the first snack I've got here today is the sugar-free Jell-O packs. So you can eat an entire pack of these, and they come in 4 packs, like these little ones I bought. So one of these little cups is 5 calories, only 5 calories for an entire little cup of this, right? And if you're someone that likes to eat a lot of Jell-O, these things come in 4s, right? So this entire container, so if you eat every single container in one sitting, that's only 20 calories, which is like, that's the best snack right now. I'm gonna I'm gonna start with the heaviest hitter, and by heaviest I mean lightest in calories. This is amazing. I'm not gonna eat some of these right now because I already had 2 of these earlier today for 10 calories. Pretty awesome. The next thing I have is this popcorn. So popcorn is actually a really good snack that is very light in calories. It's not very calorie dense, meaning you can have a lot of it compared to something like sweets or chips, which you can have a lot less of for the same amount of calories. So I doubled down on that and I specifically got the 94% fat free, which is the lightest in calorie option that I was able to find at my grocery store. Better than Skinny Pop, by the way. I had been eating Skinny Pop for a while, but I compared how much calories to food I was getting, and I found that this was a much better option. You can have an entire mini bag. You pop it in the microwave. You can have an entire mini bag for only, I believe it's 130 calories. Yes, 130 calories. So really good snack. I have one of these every single day whenever I take my Accutane. I eat it with that. It's pretty great. So something I've started to mix in with my popcorn, just for an extra fun taste and some protein to keep me full and satisfied, are these protein granola clusters. Now this is a little bit calorie dense. An entire serving of this would be 67 grams for 310 calories. So I don't eat an entire serving of this. I like to use this as a little mix in to something else I'm eating. So I've only put in about 15 grams here, but you can see little chunks of granola rolling around in my popcorn, and I find that just a fun, protein-rich addition to keep me full and happy. This is the peanut butter chocolate flavor. I like it. 13 grams of protein for a whole serving, so I'm not getting 13 grams here because I'm having less than a serving, but pretty good nonetheless, and it tastes good. One of the most important additions that I found since I started dieting, it's seriously been a lifesaver for me because I grew up in this household, my family. We drink a lot of soda. We drink a lot of Coca-Cola. We drink a lot of this Venezuelan, well, it's not just found in Venezuela, but it's a beverage found in a lot of Hispanic countries. It's called Frescolita. It's basically like a fruity soda drink. These 2 beverages are pretty much in my house all the time, and they have tons of calories, and you're getting a certain amount, and sure, it tastes good. For me, especially, I grew up a soda drinker, but you find that you drink a lot more calories during the day than you're actually eating because these things aren't very filling. You have to drink a lot of it. So the biggest lifesaver for me was diet sodas. So the thing about diet sodas is that I always knew they existed, right? I always knew Diet Coke was a thing. I didn't actually, so Diet Coke is actually 0 calories, but I didn't know that Diet Coke was 0 calories. I just assumed that it was less calories than a regular Coke. And I had gone through a phase where I thought, okay, I'm gonna be healthier, I'm gonna drink diet soda. And I didn't like it. I did not like the taste of Diet Coke compared to a normal Coca-Cola. And so I kind of gave that up. But upon starting my fitness journey and really looking back at all of the things that I'm eating, I found that I never tried Coke Zero. So what I learned about Coke Zero was, yes, it's 0 calories. I knew that. It sounds too good to be true. But I tried it out, and what I discovered was actually in their marketing for that drink, they market that specific version of Coke to be as close to the original formula as possible while using artificial sweeteners, so you're not getting those carbohydrate calories, right? So a can of Coke Zero has 0 grams of protein, 0 grams of fat, and 0 grams of carbohydrates. That's why it has 0 calories, because we get our calories from these 3 macronutrients. So if there's no energy producing macronutrients in the food you're eating, then it has no calorie value. So that's the science behind how that's actually 0 calories. So Coke Zero, amazing, but I found something even better for my wallet. I decided to take the plunge. I was a little bit nervous because my family built a huge brand loyalty to Coca-Cola. But again, going to your nearest grocery store, for me it's Kroger. I tried their Kroger brand. They call it Big K Cola Zero Sugar. It's basically just Coke Zero, but the store brand version. 0 calories per container, and I bought a pack that has 12 of these, and I find that one of these is already plenty to keep me happy. So I have one of these, along with some popcorn and granola, and then earlier in the day I have 2 of those little Jell-O packets every single day, and that works perfectly fine into my calorie budget. And I'm not even eating a lot of calories because I am trying to really get closer to that 10% body fat that I'm going for. So I am still cutting. I'm not eating enough calories to maintain my body weight. So once I go into a maintenance phase where I'm eating more calories to maintain my weight, then I can add these in and plenty more, and I have a lot more freedom to eat various foods that I like. But I find that even with my calorie restriction of about 89 calories per day, these fit in quite nicely. One last thing I want to point out. This isn't really a snack, but this is one thing related. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab it really quick. So I found that I also used to drink a lot of milk. I was a big milk drinker. I would drink milk, not just like with cereal for breakfast, but like just throughout the day. I liked drinking milk. The thing is, my family always had either whole milk or the vitamin D milk. But basically, both of these milks are really high in calories. So I did a little experiment a couple of weeks ago. I did a little experiment where I decided I was just missing the taste of milk. So I wanted to try drinking it again. And so what I did was I filled a bowl of cereal, and I weighed it out. And I wasn't looking for a specific number. I was just filling out what I thought was a good amount of cereal that I used to eat without thinking about calories, thinking about weighing anything. And I figured out the calories behind that cereal. And then I poured in as much milk as I normally would. I like to just fill the bowl with milk because I really like milk. And I found that I was getting more calories in that bowl of cereal from the milk than the cereal itself. The amount of milk I was drinking, being whole milk, came out to more calories than the cereal. And so I thought, how can I make that milk less in calories? Well, you can go with skim milk or fat-free milk. And I always thought, I have memories of drinking skim milk in like school growing up, and I never liked it because I think it was mainly because I was drinking out of the carton, so it had that like cardboardy taste to it. And I thought I just associated that taste with fat-free milk or skim milk, right? And so I never tried it again. But I recently decided to start buying skim milk, and I found that I can have almost double the amount of skim milk for one serving of whole milk. So I can pour basically to my heart's content and feel a lot more secure in hitting my calorie targets and not overshooting. So skim milk, highly recommend. I got this lactose-free fat-free milk from, again, store brand. Save that money, right? I'm actually going to switch back to buying. I drink a lot more milk now, right? So this is a half gallon. I was hoping that they would have the store brand lactose-free milk or fat-free milk in gallon version, but I was only able to find, for store brand, I was only able to find the gallon version of skim milk, but not lactose-free. And the reason I go with lactose-free is I don't think I'm fully lactose intolerant, but I do feel like I am mildly lactose intolerant. So just something I've been experimenting with. But recently I decided to go back to buying the gallon store brand skim milks just to get more milk for my dollar, basically. So that's pretty much all of the things that I incorporate into a daily basis within my diet. And yeah, so moral of the story, right? If you liked any of these snacks, you can find them all at your nearest grocery store. So H-E-B, Kroger, I don't know many other grocery stores. I only live in Texas. Whatever grocery stores nearby you should have either branded versions of all these items or store brand if you want to do like I did and try to save some more money. Experiment with store brands. So that's pretty much it for the video. Oh, one more moral of the story. So in case you weren't interested in any of these items, the main takeaway here is think of a food that you like that isn't necessarily what you would consider healthy. It's pretty calorie dense. Your homework after seeing this video, right, is take that food that you're thinking of and think, how can I make this food lighter in calories? Or is there a version of it that already exists that's lighter in calories? So for me, what first started me down this path of optimizing my foods was the milk. I was drinking whole milk before I started my fitness journey. And then for several months during my fitness journey, I just gave up milk because I thought, okay, it's just too many calories to fit into my daily budget. And now I found a fat-free version that I can freely drink almost as much as I want, right? Within reason. But I can drink a lot more of that compared to the whole milk. And it tastes the same, honestly. Especially when I use it like in cereal. So it's got that like sugary taste, cereal taste in the milk anyways. So it's pretty great. It's so great, in fact, that I've started to use it as a base for my protein shakes. I'll do a video on like what I'm doing for protein shakes later. But I used to just use water to save as many calories as possible. But I find it's definitely worth it for the taste to add this as the base instead of water. So I get a little bit more calories, but I also get a little bit more protein because milk contains a good amount of protein in it as well. So it works out quite nicely. Anyway, so that's all for today. Subscribe for more uploads in the future to stay updated with everything. Leave a like if this helped you out in any way, if you found it interesting. And comment down below your burning questions. And if I really like them, I'll turn them into future videos. Until next time, guys, take it easy and keep putting one foot in front of the other.